Uzi Vert drops a full-on satanic bar and then gaslights everyone. Correct, you heard it true. So, you saw the debacle at Rolling Loud. There was a lady walking away from the Playboy Cardi show because he was doing weird satanic sages and chants and whatever was going on. And then, of course, Lil Uzi Vert performed a song where there was a full-on reference, like an overt reference to Satan worship, believing in Satan, okay? So here's the story being covered by Hip Hop DX, okay? Shout out to Hip Hop DX. They say, Lil Uzi Vert has clarified that fans should not take a Satan referencing line in an unreleased song too literally and claim that he doesn't even believe in the devil. The controversy began after he debuted several new songs at Rolling Loud, California. Remember, this is the same Rolling Loud event where the girl walked out because Playboy Cardi, I get all these guys confused, but Playboy Cardi was doing some weird stuff and she was so distraught. I'm going to come back to that thought later, okay? Young lady, if you're watching, just come back to that, okay? So, including one new that contained lyric about converting his city girlfriend into Satanism. So her name's JT, and the lyric was, I make a city girl believe in Satan. TMZ caught up with Lil Uzi Vert in Beverly Hills to get insight into his upcoming Pink Tape project. When he promised to drop soon during the quick combo, he asked the meaning behind the controversial line, and the Philly rap star made it clear that he's not cozying up to Satan. Lil Uzi Vert said he wasn't referring to being involved in satanic worship, but that line was a metaphor and not to be taken seriously. Basically, I make a girl do whatever I say. So ain't that nice and feministic and empowering to women? The city girls will do whatever Lil Uzi Vert says to do, including worship Satan, ladies and gentlemen. Later in the clip, the reporter asked how JT felt about the lyric. That was my next question. Whoever did this interview, shout out to you. He noted that she really didn't think much of it. He also revealed that she was in the studio when he created the song. She knows what I really mean. Just when the rapper also offered his thoughts regarding backlash he received and said he doesn't pay attention to the people that took issue with the lyric. I just say what I want in my songs. It's like my freedom of speech. He pulled the freedom of speech card. You gotta love it, ladies and gentlemen. Despite growing up in a religious household, Lil Uzi Vert, which sounds a lot like Lucifer, but that's neither here nor there, so that after becoming an adult and gaining more life experience, he's comfortable with himself and the music he makes and has no problem with saying whatever he wants. However, Uzi did note that while he didn't initially mean to offend people, if they don't like it, they have the option to turn it off. One of the offended folks, Tony Yayo, clapped back and basically said he believes in God, he's religious. Didn't know that Tony Yayo from G Unit was, rocking with God like that. But I guess kudos to Tony Yayo. Okay, so here's my thoughts on this, and I got a Bible verse. Make sure you stick around to the very end for the Bible verse. Okay, so I'm confused why people attend these festivals and then be shocked when these artists do something overtly satanic while you're attending a festival that's promoting values and debauchery that's overtly satanic. Because we think that Satanism is like doing rituals and pentagrams and all that kind of stuff. No. If you are living by the flesh and in a place of sin, you, madam or sir, are acting in accordance with the devil, with being satanic, if you will. So this whole notion that like only the folks that say overtly stuff like this are the ones that are really satanic, and attending, getting drunk, getting high, participating in this, having sex outside of marriage, fornicating, sexual morality, all that stuff is not as bad. But what Lil Uzi Vert and Playboy Cardi do, that's really bad. No. What Lil Uzi Vert and Playboy Cardi do just give you the soundtrack to all the debauchery some of you guys are living your life in. Okay, so there's no weird line that when you're endorsing and supporting these festivals and you're going to these things, the vast majority of this stuff is maybe not overtly satanic, but when you're talking about objectifying women, illicit drug use, imposing physical harm on other rappers, so on and so forth, I don't know what those values are if they're not from Satan. Okay, I'm just gonna be frank with you guys. And so when we look at this, I have a Bible verse to glue this together, and this is for Christians that are offended, or I guess religious people, whoever. People come in there like, oh, my spirit feels weird that I went here, but I went here, right? Here's a passage that we have to look all of this in context. That yes, absolutely, self-worship, being your own God, following your own fleshly desires, your own cravings, is satanic. Pride is what got Satan demoted, if you will, right? And so here is a verse I want you guys to really consider. This is in Ephesians chapter 6. Okay, this is Paul writing the church in Ephesus. And Paul is ending the letter, and this is kind of like his final words to the church in Ephesus. And he's closing the letter. And he says, finally, be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the schemes of the devil. So put on the whole armor of God, okay? Don't just be offended when Lil Uzi Vert says something overtly satanic. Don't be offended when Playboi Carti's doing weirdo stuff on stage. No, put on the whole armor of God, okay? And so you can stand against the schemes of the devil, okay? For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. Therefore, take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand firm. Stand therefore, having fastened on the belt of truth, and having put on the breastplate of righteousness, and as for shoes for your feet, having put on the readiness given by the gospel of peace, in all circumstance, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming darts of the devil, and take on the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, praying at all times in the Spirit with all prayer and supplication. To that end, keep alert with all perseverance, making supplication for all the saints. Okay, so talking about the belt of truth, the helmet of salvation, the sword of the Spirit, so on and so forth. There's so many good imagery words that Paul is using. But in my opinion, what I think is being said here is this is a holistic approach to how we are to pursue Jesus. This isn't compartmentalized to Sunday mornings and then Saturdays I go to Rolling Loud and do whatever I want, listen to whatever I want, act any way I want to. And I'm glad that these guys are becoming more and more overt with this stuff in a way, because at least it's getting through to some of you guys. Some of you guys that still continue dabbling in this stuff. Some of you guys that continue enabling and promoting this type of debauchery by consistently clicking into it. I'm not one of those guys that's like, oh, secular music is evil. But guys, evil secular music is evil, okay? Secular music that just promotes debauchery, violence, misogyny, sexual immorality is evil, okay? It's evil. Don't partake. Don't. It's not good for you. Not only is it not good for you, but let's just say you can compartmentalize and you just listen to the beat. It's a vibe, right? Let's just say it. You're promoting it in the algorithms every time you click play. Because every time you click play on one of those things, the algorithm on Spotify or on YouTube goes, oh, this person likes it. Let us serve more to them like this. And we're going to boost this because now you're reaffirming each time you're listening to stuff. You're reaffirming that you like it, pushing it over and over and over into the algorithm. Okay, I just gave you two good reasons why you shouldn't listen to this. Okay, and don't hit me with the Christian music's corny nonsense. There's incredible Christian music out there now. Okay, then there's just Christians that make music that's not overtly satanic. There's Christians that just love Jesus and they make love songs, okay? You can listen to that if you want to, okay? You can listen to, I don't know, Toby Wigway. You can listen to, like, there's so many options now that the fact that some of y'all keep going to these events and and then get outraged. And then get outraged as if the scriptures aren't clear in Ephesians 6. That we do not wrestle against flesh and blood. We wrestle against principalities. And so what do I think Lil Uzi Vert and Playboi Carti doing? What do I think? I think they think that they are trolling and using the whole satanic panic marketing thing. That's what I think they think they're doing. What are they really doing? They're messing with some really dark elements and are going to potentially open themselves up, if they haven't already opened themselves up to some serious things with some serious consequences, and they think it's a game. So those are my thoughts on this entire thing. So I would just say, hey, be careful. Be careful. Watch what you're consuming, both in terms of your mind and your spirit, but also in terms of what you're promoting by what you're consuming, because best believe what you consume says a lot about what you promote. So those are my thoughts on this entire thing. If you want to hear an interview with one of my Christian artist friends that I think you will find extremely talented, I'll put up my interview here with Caleb Gordon and a conversation I also had with John Keith. If you want to go the extra mile and partner with what we're doing here for as little as $5 a month, get extended podcast, get extended after party streams, daily after party streams, access to an exclusive Discord, you could do that here. I'll see you over there. Peace.